So a pretty fascinating storyline is developing in the Bay Area revolving around the Golden State Warriors. They are set to work out Tyreke Evans as he's coming off a suspension. So before we break this down, I want to see where Dub Nation is at. Do you think the Warriors should sign him? Get into the comment section before we start today's show and type S for sign, P for pass. Let's ride and let's talk some Dub hoops right now. You're watching Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr., and we have to hit on this really fascinating storyline around Tyreke Evans working out with the Golden State Warriors. It's really important to note that Bob Myers was his agent prior to Bob Myers going into the front office for the Golden State Warriors. Now, Shams Charania of The Athletic broke this story back earlier this week, saying this on Twitter. The Golden State Warriors are meeting and working out free agent Tyreke Evans in the Bay Area this week. Sources tell me and Anthony Slater. The 10-year NBA vet was recently reinstated after a 3-year suspension and has visited the Bucks as well. Little background on Tyreke Evans. His NBA career got off to a very impressive start. 4th pick in 2009 out of Memphis. Shout out to Chester. That's where he grew up, right outside of the Philadelphia area, not far from yours truly. Was named the NBA Rookie of the Year in 2009-2010 with the Sacramento Kings. Bob Myers, as I mentioned, was his agent, so that's why there's some ties right now between Evans as well as the Warriors front office, and that's why the Warriors are exploring potentially bringing in a guy who used to be a very good bucket getter, hasn't played since the 2018-2019 season, and he's the first player in the NBA to be suspended since 2008, when Birdman was originally suspended many, many years ago. Anthony Slater of The Athletic diving into this report, saying this on Evans. Evans, when healthy, was a dynamic scorer in the day. Does he still have it? The Warriors must decide that in these workouts. Even if it leads to nothing, it's possible this gathered intel could lead to them revisiting the idea this summer in free agency. If they did add Evans, it'd force them to cut one of their current 15 players and add to an already huge tax bill. So that's also something to monitor here. Would it be a Damian Lee who gets let go? Could it be a Nemanja Bjelica who gets released by the Warriors if they do decide to bring in Tyreke Evans? So once again, I want to gauge where the fan base is at because, look, hasn't played basketball in a long while, used to be very good. Does he still have gas left in the tank? You let me know. How interested are you in Tyreke Evans? Scale it for me from 1 to 10. Now, I want to tell you about this awesome deal on this great Warriors polo, which you can find right now by going to chatsports.com/Warriors Polo. On sale right now, only if you use our link, thanks to today's presenting sponsor, Fanatics. I'm going to put this link in the comment section as well as the description of this video. Look, I know regardless of where you live, a little bit chilly right now, but spring and summer right around the corner. You take to the mean streets rocking this polo right here, man, you'll be dripping with swag. We continue to talk about Tyreke Evans here on Golden State Warriors Today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, by the way, because we have you up to date with the latest Warriors news and rumors. And you take a look at what Tyreke Evans was able to do in his rookie year all the way back in 2009. Trace, how old were you then? You were in 5th grade. I was a junior in high school. That's how long Tyreke Evans goes back. And now he's trying to make a comeback coming off a suspension. 20 points per game as a rookie. Little less than 6 dimes, little more than 6 rebounds, and shooting numbers back then, if you take a look at the stats, for all players in the NBA, they weren't then what they are now, so he connected on about 46% of his field goals. Not a good three-point shooter. I'm very interested to see that during his workouts, if he's able to become a more competent three-point shooter, because that would certainly add to his value. Now, after that rookie year, in which he comes out of Memphis, he's a top 5 pick. He averages around 20 points per game. He wins Rookie of the Year. You're thinking Tyreke Evans is going to be the next star in the NBA. And that's what a lot of people and draft evaluators had said coming out of Memphis. Then his career kind of flatlined a little bit. He's always been known as a very good offensive player with a couple of different moves in his offensive pocket. But from that point on, he was good, but he never ended up being a great player. His career stats, tick under 16 points per, tick under 5 dimes, 4.5 rebounds, and he shot hovering around 44% from the floor. more of what Anthony Slater had to say about Evans and his familiarity with the Warriors organization. And this part really is the fascinating aspect of this. The Warriors actually worked out Tyreke Evans in Miami last week and were apparently impressed enough to fly him into San Francisco for a second look. Evans showed up at the arena in the second half on Tuesday night and sat next to Bob Myers, Mike Dunleavy, and some other members of this front office. This is all pretty notable. So for Anthony Slater to say that this is pretty notable, that goes a long way. I mean, he's as tapped into this organization as any Warriors reporter out there, and I don't think the Warriors, in the thick of a playoff race, going through some of their struggles right now, would be wasting their time if they didn't think that Tyreke Evans had some gas left in the tank and he could help this roster right now. So for him to sit courtside next to Bob Myers, Mike Dunleavy, and Ryan Atkinson is certainly notable for his current standing of the Warriors potentially exploring the possibility of bringing him onto this roster. And if they did elect to sign him, approaching the playoffs, it'd be pretty interesting, right? He's a very good scorer, or at least was. Can he still score and get buckets at that level? And he's a decent playmaker with some really good size. And I think when you look at the Warriors roster right now, they could use some depth scoring. Let me transition to this. Should the Warriors sign Tyreke Evans? I want to ask you this question once more because I want all of you to get into the comment section and be the general manager. Type S for sign, type P for pass, and if you didn't get your votes in already, get them in right now. Also, hit me up on social media, Twitter and Instagram. The handle is the same on both social media platforms, at Chase_Senior. And for all of you who slide into my Twitter DMs, you can mention me as well, or my Instagram DMs, and you message me Dubs, I will give you a shout out on a Warriors Today video next week. So message me, give me a follow, message me Dubs, and I'll give you a shout out on Twitter and Instagram next week on Golden State Warriors Today. The handle is the same on both social media platforms, at Chase_Senior. And don't forget to subscribe to Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. We're pushing out multiple videos per week covering the latest Warriors news, Warriors rumors, trade rumors. Our NBA draft coverage really going to start to get ratcheted up here over the next couple of weeks as we look forward for the Warriors in terms of the NBA draft, free agency. Our coverage here at Chat Sports is lit, so hit that big red button and join the Dub Nation family here at Chat Sports. And thank you so much for making today's show part of your day.